Hello, Bill, Elon, and Tim. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate your joining me. Wanting to ask you all a question. Are you willing to champion a humanitarian effort to reduce the radiation from your artificial EMF producing products? Coming to you as a voice of the voiceless for our children who currently lack the mindset to really realize what's going on, how they're being impacted without their consent, without their permission of themselves or their parents inside their classrooms from wireless devices. And as I'm sure you know, that this radiation, this microwave wireless radiation coming from the wireless devices is impacting every living being on this planet, but none more so than our children, who absorb up to 10 times as much radiation compared with an adult. Now, I've read that you understand how this works. You've taken measures with your own family to reduce this radiation for your children. And along with the late Steve Jobs, I know, Bill, that you have done that for your children to have a lower tech experience. And Elon, you and your wife with your 5 children, you've gone on record as saying that the biggest battle you face is their wanting to play video games all the time. And so you've set up a house rule that you ask that they spend at least more time reading real books than on the screen with the video games. I think that's a great rule. And you join with Silicon Valley parents who do similar measures. There are even nanny contracts, I understand, where they have to agree to hide the devices from their charges while they're on the job. And I think that's great. Many of the children there are privileged enough to be homeschooled or to attend low-tech schools like Waldorf. All great. What I come to today is more on behalf of the majority of our children. As you know, they go to public schools. And without their consent, themselves or their parents, they are being impacted with this microwave exposure from the wireless devices inside the classrooms, 5 days a week, 6 hours a day for the career of their educational life, from devices such as the access points, the Wi-Fi routers usually mounted in the ceiling, commercial grade, so they can reach further, and iPads, laptops, wireless whiteboards, virtual reality headsets. And if they allow the students to have their cell phones on in the classrooms, that even contributes to this cumulative effect. And this is fact that this is being harmed. They are being harmed, their bodies and brains in future generations, is supported by thousands of peer-reviewed, published scientific studies to prove this. So I implore you to do the right thing for our children. I invite you back to your heart to consider putting people ahead of profit and champion this cause to reduce the level of exposure. You can still have plenty of profit while keeping us, our children, safer. And just so you know that should you choose to keep things as they are, to not champion this cause, that you are at real risk for being held personally and individually liable and accountable for this crime against humanity. I see no other way to look at this other than child abuse. Please consider doing the right thing. Thank you for your time.